Hello, my name is Chase Williams. I'm a junior at Zeeland West and I have depression and anxiety. I first started feeling depressed in 7th grade and I spent most of that year and the next really just trying to figure out do I even deserve to be depressed? Because my life is fine. There's nothing wrong with my life, but I feel this way and I don't know why, and I just really didn't feel like I deserved to be sad. And finally, in 8th grade, I was diagnosed with depression, and that is around the time when I started using drugs. I was smoking weed and drinking alcohol, and I continued to do that into 8th grade, or through 8th grade and into 9th grade and 10th grade, and even up until this year. And it just started controlling my life, and my depression got worse as I went on, and I needed more to drown out the pain. I started having suicidal thoughts, and the weed and the alcohol became not enough, so I started using harder drugs. I used a lot of painkillers, different opiates, and a lot of psychedelics, and I just continued using those because it was easier than dealing with my problems. And the longer I used, the worse my depression got. And throughout this whole time, I've been trying different methods to deal with my depression. I went to counseling, I tried some neurotherapy, and eventually I got on an antidepressant. And all of that helped a little, but it was never really enough. And a big part of that is because I was using drugs the whole time, and it affected my brain's ability to cope with everything. And it really just made all of my problems worse. And I've been caught a lot of times by my parents and by my friends' parents, and it just never was enough to make me want to stop. And I think the real pushing point to really help me to stop using drugs was when I got prescribed on my antidepressant, because it's really started to help me feel happier. And even though I was still using drugs at the time, I started to feel better. And I think that is what allowed me to take a look at my life and tell myself that I needed to change. And so in November of this year, I went to my parents and I told them that I was still using drugs and that I needed help. And I started going to substance abuse counseling. And since then, I've been clean, and that was 4 months ago. And I'm really excited for the future, and I just really grateful for my support system I've had, my parents, my family. I couldn't have done it without them, and who knows where I'd be now if I hadn't had them with me the whole time. Anyway, that was my story. Thank you.
If you are a friend or struggling, there's always someone to help. Don't be afraid to call the National Suicide Hotline at 1-800-273-8255 or text HELP to 741-741.